Every girl has had a dream of their wedding since they were little. An important part of this special day is your wedding dress.
This one surprised me the second I put it on.
The whole thing is all lace.
It is. It's a little flirty, but not like hoochie mama. I love it.
All right, let's show them this one. I'm excited.
Me too. Yeah. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
I love that.
This is really pretty.
This is really pretty.
So I don't know. This has lace underneath it too.
Wow, yeah.
The shape is gorgeous.
You like the shape better?
And I like the V in the front and the V in the back.
I think I like this one better than the last one.
Before the 19th century, brides would walk down the aisle in the best outfit they could find until special wedding dresses became more and more popular. Dresses in the 1900s included an S-shaped corset that drew the stomach in, high waists, long trains, long gloves, and veiled hats. It wasn't till the 1920s more skin was exposed, dropping necklines and waistlines. Dresses with more patterns, beads, and embroidery became a new thing with very large bouquets. During the Depression era, it was harder for brides to afford silk white dresses. They bought rayon floral calf-length dresses that could be dyed and worn again after the wedding. During the wartime in 1940, wedding dresses were short skirts, button neck-high jackets, lace sweaters, sturdy shoes, and a shoulder bag. Brides also made their veils out of furnishing fabrics like lace curtains. The bouquets were made out of paper flowers. Dresses with rounded shoulders, gathered sleeves, corseted waists, padded hips, and simple veils were introduced in the late 1940s when hairstyles were shoulder length. Elizabeth Taylor, who was in Father of the Bride, introduced the ballerina style, making it popular in the 50s. Lace and satin fingerless gloves was an accessory for the strapless ballerina dress, also making the shoes the most important part. In 1960s, pillbox hats with flowering veils was an accessory that was a must to dress up the daisy embellishment in the dress or bouquet. A new romantic look in the 1980s included a long cathedral dress with laced edge frills, full-length veils, puff sleeves, and a massive bouquet. Princess Diana wore a fairy tale influenced dress with puff sleeves, a secure waist, and a dramatic train, which was the new romantic style for the 1980s. In the 2000s, more skin was exposed and strapless dresses became a new thing. Tighter, curve-hugging gowns like mermaid silhouettes were the new modern dresses with textured details, beads, and rhinestones.
Many brides turn back to their culture when it comes time for their big day. Different cultures celebrate weddings different ways, and this means different types of dresses. According to the article, The Evolution of Wedding Dresses, color, style, and ceremonial importance of the gown can depend on the religion and the culture of the wedding participants. In Western culture, brides wore lots of colored silk and velvet to show their wealth into the 1840s when Queen Victoria got married to her husband. Her white wedding gown became very popular and set the trend for what we think of today as a traditional white wedding dress. Many people assumed that the color white was intended to symbolize virginity, though this was not the original intention. The white gown is in fact a symbolic christening gown, says The Evolution of Wedding Dresses. In Native American culture, the dress you wore was based on the tribe you came from. Each tribe that had their own set of traditions. Originally in the Asian region, most brides wore red dresses, or saris in India, because red is the symbol for good luck. Nowadays, brides will typically wear a modern white dress for their ceremony and then change into a traditional dress for a later reception. In Japan, things work a little differently. At Japanese weddings, brides will often wear 3 or more dresses throughout the ceremony and subsequent celebrations with a traditional kimono. White is used because in Japan it symbolizes death. In this case, the bride becomes dead to her family. The bride will eventually remove her white kimono to reveal another colored one, usually red, to symbolize her rebirth into her husband's family. Here in the U.S., the wedding dresses are constantly being evolutionized. As you can see from the picture, each decade has changed the wedding dress in some way. From Queen Elizabeth's stunning conservative dress in the 1940s to Raquel Welch's racy dress in the 60s, all dresses take and leave something from the decade they came from. A recent wedding dress icon was Kate Middleton. Her elegant lacy look took the world by surprise, making more and more women want to cover up instead of sticking with the strapless era, according to the article History of Wedding Dresses.
History has a tendency to repeat itself. We have seen it through different clothing such as high-waisted shorts, which were popular in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, but have recently been brought back into fashion. We have seen this trend in wedding dresses too. Kate Middleton increased elegance by wearing a dress with long sleeves made of lace, which were popular in the 1980s. Cindy Crawford wore a short dress, bringing the 50s style back into magazines. Kim Kardashian wore 3 different dresses at her second wedding. First, she wore a princess dress, bringing back the fairy tale stereotype. Then, she wore a mermaid dress, which is tight all the way down to the lower legs where it poops out. These dresses were popular in the late 50s. Finally, she wore a silk gown, which is not seen very often. At Kim's third wedding, she wore an elegant lace dress, which brings the style back from the 1980s. In the series finale of Gossip Girl, which is extremely popular and was seen by plenty of girls, Blair Waldorf wears a baby blue wedding dress, bringing back an old trend popular in the 1900s. Celebrities are often trendsetters. Being this, they have a strong influence on what's in at the moment. We are predicting that the trends in wedding dresses are going to be recycled and seen again in the future, just as other trends have done.